Good morning to all. It's my proud privilege to introduce today's guest of honor, Engineer Rajkumar Kachalda, founder and lead engineer Dhurmadaru Consultant. Engineer Rajkumar is a distinguished structural engineer based in Hyderabad, practicing since 1997. He holds a bachelor's degree in engineering, civil engineering from Osmania University and an MTech in structures from JNTU. Alongside his wife, architect Chetana Jain, he founded Dhurmadaru Consultants, now a 70-member multidisciplinary firm providing architectural, structural, interior, project management and third-party QA/QC services. His sister concern CEM QC Labs Private Limited offers comprehensive materials testing services. A certified expert in trenchless technology, University of Texas, he has been a structural consultant on a variety of major projects including universities, government schools, infrastructure works, bridges, hospitals, and industrial layouts across Telangana. His professional affiliations including ACCE Hyderabad Chair 2013 to 17, IGBC, CII, Institution of Structural Engineers UK, ISTRUCT-E Fellow Member, and he currently serves as the Chief Coordinator for Engineering Council of India, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Engineer Rajkumar Kachalda has contributed extensively to the engineering community through lectures and conferences, presentations on topics such as self-healing concrete, health monitoring of bridges, large span cantilever steel structures, tall structural design, QA/QC practices, and many more. He spoke at United Nations on SDGs in July 2018 and continues to advocate for innovations, safety, and carbon reduction in civil engineering. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the conference.
Thank you, Narendra, for giving us a wonderful introduction to the guest of honor. Now, may I request our guest of honor to kindly speak a few words. Engineer K. Rajkumar, we welcome you.
The event chairman, my good friend Mahendra Garu, and today's chief guest, the beloved leader of this Telangana state, Honorable Minister for Industries, IT and Legislative Affairs, Sridhar Babu, and the chairman, Mr. Shihadri, and Ameshwara Garu, SC Director, my colleague, office bearers of the Government Council, and also Ramreddy Garu, Minister President-elect today, and Curator, Minister Garu, and my dear friends, fellow engineers. Indeed, it's a great effort by all the team members. Because of this, we are witnessing a huge gathering today. Let us give a big round of applause to Hyderabad ACCE team for making this happen. And special blessing bestowed by our chief guest, Sridhar Babu. And I am honored today. It's a timely, Highrise structures topic. This is both timely and crucial for our nation's development as we gather here today to discuss and deliberate about the composite and steel construction. Civil engineers play a vital role in designing, building, and maintaining the infrastructure that supports our daily lives. From roads, bridges, to the buildings and all infrastructures, and our works has a direct impact on public habitation, safety, health, and welfare. Highrise structures pose unique challenges, including structural integrity, safety, and sustainability. As our cities grow and urbanization increases, the demand for high-rise buildings will continue to rise. It is essential that we, as civil engineers, stay up to date with the latest technologies, materials, and techniques to ensure that these structures are safe, efficient, and sustainable. I would like to emphasize in this regard, just now requesting our Honorable Minister, that importance of the civil engineers bill in regulating our profession. We shape our buildings, thereafter they shape us. There can be little doubt that in many ways the story of the bridge building is the story of civilization. The Civil Engineers Bill is a crucial piece of legislation that aims to regulate the practice of civil engineering in our country by establishing a framework for professional registration, licensing, and continuing education. This bill will help ensure that civil engineers meet the highest standards of competence, ethics, and professionalism. In conclusion, I would like to emphasize that the Civil Engineers Bill is very much in need for the fraternity of the civil engineers. We have a lot of people who are practicing civil engineering, and recently, dear sir, Karnataka government of Congress taking over, they have legislated and enacted a bill for the civil engineers, and Gujarat, after the Bhuj earthquake, they also enacted the bill of the civil engineers. As a legislative affairs minister, we seek your help and your support in making this possible for Telangana state, where all the civil engineers proudly can enroll themselves and they have a good ethical practices they can do. And also, dear friends, fellow civil engineers and the supporters, I thank you all the supporters, especially the Jaira Steel. In 1 minute, they have agreed to support in a large way. Thank you, management of the Jaira Steel. Because of you can see this gathering of dissemination of knowledge happening in this part of the country today. Thank you very much, all the supporters and all the speakers who are coming all the way from various parts of the country and giving their knowledge, sharing their knowledge to the members of this Hyderabad. And today's audience came from all over the country, sir. From Maharashtra and Karnataka and the Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, all the members, delegates have registered and came all the way to listen to this, to knowledge, unlearn and learn from this seminar. With this, thank you very much for your wonderful gracing this occasion, sir. It is an honor to us to be with us as a knowledgeable person who is a wisdom of yours will make us run through a sail through this state in a bigger vessel. Thank you very much. We look forward to your support, sir.
Thank you so much, Rajkumar Garu, for enlightening us with your talk on civil engineers bill. I think that is a very, very crucial thing that we are looking forward from the government of Telangana for our civil engineering fraternity. Now we launch the souvenir, and I request our chief guest to kindly unveil our souvenir, please. May I request our chief guest, Sridhar Babu, to address the gathering.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. ఈరోజు నేషనల్ కాన్ఫరెన్స్ which is jointly being organized by the Association of Consulting Civil Engineers India and also by the Association of Consulting Civil Engineers of our Telangana chapter. While welcoming to speak to our audience without civil engineering, I was just trying to share my moments with Murthy Garu and Rajkumar Garu. The day starts with, getting up early morning, either it may be in bedroom that is being constructed by a civil engineer. And in fact, while we end our day and go to sleep, that will be a room built by a civil engineer. And when we travel to our office space, the roads are built by civil engineers. And ultimately, when you walk, that is also built by civil engineers. So without civil engineer, there is no world now. So all the credit and goes to the civil engineers who have built this world, this new India, and also to all the civil engineers who are building the next generation India and next generation Telangana too. All the celebrations to all the engineers who have built these beautiful structures, beautiful buildings, and to create a beautiful quality of life for all the people. So I really congratulate them on this occasion of this national conference. So Chairman here, Engineer Mahendra Reddy garu, Sheshadri garu, Kashiram garu, Narmada garu, and Ramesh garu, Bhimrao garu, and also the man who brought me here, who was resilient enough for the past 3 hours sitting in my office, back in my residence, to see that I don't sleep to another meeting, rather come directly over here. So thanks to SGS Murthy who has united me over here with a prominent structural engineer, and also being joined by Mr. Ram Reddy garu, the national president-elect, and Rameshwar garu, who is hosting on behalf of everybody in this SK. నేను మాట చెప్పదలుచుకున్నాను. I'm not an engineer by profession, but I'm very poor in math when I was studying in my school. Math was always a distant dream for me, and I was so scared by protractor at the time, all the instruments and all, but I could really scrape through with decent marks in math. Then I made my myself really have to go to biological sciences or arts. So both I have selected and took this path. Ultimately, my job and journey in the politics, especially to see that as a policy maker, I have to be a social engineer. So to become a social engineer is a very difficult job. You have to understand A, B, C, not to Z, of all the subjects, and try to bring out the best policies in whichever field you are, and try to improve upon ourselves to see that we bring some qualitative change in the lives of the people. So now I'm in the IT industry. Many people think that I'm an engineer by profession, but I keep studying what you mean by the technology, the new answers of the technology and new generation technologies, which I have to bring in policies to see that I, on behalf of the government, could create the atmosphere, a platform, and also act as a facilitator to bring in all the best of the brains who can bring innovation, who can bring excellence in their field. And I'm here. When I was speaking to Murthy garu, when he invited me over to this conference, I was telling I'm not an engineer, I'm either a civil engineer, I'm not into a PW minister, R&D minister, or some other minister to be here to know the nuances of the next generation technologies. But when Murthy garu insisted that I'm here to speak few words and really here to learn few things from you. And when Rajkumar, as yesterday he had come, I was too busy about that time with my people around, I couldn't able to meet him. Who had come specially to invite me over here. So all the thanks to all the elders on the days and all the eminent people and all the excellent engineers over here. And the next generation engineers, the young engineers, I can see many over here, who are here to learn, who are here to deliberate, who are here to exchange knowledge, who are here to upgrade themselves, upskill themselves, and reskill themselves in this field of civil engineering technologies and to move forward. So I would like to mention here, I have not come here to deliver a ceremonial greeting over here. I am here as a policy maker. Above all, I believe in the power of imagination, and especially what you people imagine in materials. Everybody knows here because before a tower rises, when we build a substructure, A thought should soar. All engineers, when you think of building, think of building a structure, a thought will come to your mind. But materials, what you choose, is not just your building, but it shall help to enhance, to reframe and reform our society. So this is a social angle what I look into your civil engineering too. And I'm here to say that few facts about our state, how we are trying to bring in a change. Our Chief Minister is Revanth Reddy and our colleagues and ourselves for a period of 1.5 years. Why we are trying to infuse thousands of crores into our economy. Especially the capital expenditure is required for the momentum of economy is most important. But practically is we also have to think about the welfare of our people too. I do agree that if the welfare of the people and the size of the amount we take from our budget to the welfare is phenomenal. I would say, it's beyond sometimes our pockets. Over a period of time, if we don't put in our capital or budget to the capital expenditure, which will be mostly into the buildings, into the structures, into the long-term perspective actions of the building phenomena, we can't have the beautiful buildings around for the future generations. Keeping that into aspect, and I would like to mention here what already was also saying in 24-25, I would like to reflect that the Telangana construction sector recorded the lowest. And when you compare to the national growth, it is about 11.9% is our Telangana growth when compared to 8.1% of the national growth. Contributing about 80,000 crores to our economy. It now accounts for 24.9% of the state services gross value added, nearly 1/4 of our services economy. Where services economy, I would like to say about contributing about 65% to our economy. This momentum is primarily driven by the Telangana urban transformation and its appetite for vertical expansion. Hyderabad, everybody knows over here, people from the construction industry, most of you know the leaders are over here. Hyderabad has now over 220 buildings above 100 meters. With another 250 various stages of design and execution, which shall be, a subject of your discussion for 2 days conference over here. I would like to see that this is not a growth, it's an ascent. In this ascent, we would like to see that, your contribution is required more. Your experience, your varied experience, rich experience, how do we take ascent to build the new age technologies for the global world to see, the next generation technologies are here in Hyderabad. This is where we would like to transform, shape, and change through your experiences. And I would like to say that we are not merely expanding, we are elevating ourselves. When it comes to so many other things, what I really go through certain things in terms or through newspapers and all, what we see right now, everybody sees in a concrete jungle when you start your structures and all. Concrete, I can see that concrete alone can't carry the future because of the paucity and scarcity of the resources what it has to come. And we will always do our job of building on the steel technology. Nowadays, we are moving in the age of rising risk and shrinking margins. Most of the contractors or the stakeholders of this construction industry always, puts in there that their margins are shrinking and they have the challenges like climate urgency and increasing urban density and also the time compression. And over the past few years, we have noticed that traditional RCC roofs are not enough. And composite, the steel structures offer a new playbook for the cities of tomorrow, which shall enhance the 40% of faster construction. And in terms of taking load, 30% of the lighter load, we shall save on the foundation stress and superior seismic resistance, lower water and dust pollution during construction, and ultimately it's recycled, aligned with the circular economy goals of our today. You know, this is all meant to ultimately what Mr. Rajkumar just now was telling about the sustainable construction activity. These are your and our political choices in terms of moving from the RCC to other new age technologies. And in Telangana, I would like to correlate. In Telangana, we are not just talking about innovation, we are trying to live in it. We have seen the steel flyovers under SRDP, which were delivered ahead of schedule. And we have the Life Sciences Valley, which we have a technology hub which has been built on structures, enabling adaptive reuse and pre-engineered shared industrial parks, especially in my department. So cutting edge technology is what we are trying to really embrace and showcase for our investors. This is our proof. This is not a promise which is being making. This is a proof what we have been trying to tell to all the delegates from the other parts of our India. And I assure you, innovation is not something what we react to. Innovation is something we regulate to, something we would like to accelerate to. In recent time with DGDS, we are integrating real-time infra monitoring into a digital bloodstream of the state. We are literally monitoring this. And we are also trying to enable digital transparency through, and we recently, our Chief Minister launched this Build Now portal. And everybody over here, the days or off days, knows about it, which will enhance speed, accountability, and also confidence into housing problems. And, as a technology minister, we are trying to embed infra AI in our clusters to stimulate material static load behavior and also to bring in life cycle performance. Yes, I would like to mention here, we are moving with the forward proposal to center and BIS for a national code on composite steel high-rise design. We are just moving on. And we are trying to put it out for the center too. We have a very, basic duty to rise, but not in chaos, I'm going to say, but with discipline, but with a code. As you rightly mentioned, few states have brought in an enactment of law in terms of the civil engineering. We would like to bring in that sort of a thing in a code. And we need now a smarter kind of building intelligent modular circular structures. Not for now, for the near future. And everybody speaks a buzzword from my technology side in AI. And buzzword for everybody is a sustainable building structure or sustainable living. This is a buzzword for everyone. So we all have to contribute to see that self-sustainable SDG goals for the UN which is being prescribed is the order of the day for the governance, the order of the day for not only for governance of the state, but also for the governance of the nation level too, on an international plan too. And I would like to mention, we are trying to build for the next generation, using the new technologies like artificial intelligence, and also when you infuse artificial intelligence plus building information modeling to predict pre-life science stress. And we are also mentioning here IoT sensors to monitor post-occupancy performance, that most of the buildings are not taking this into the next level. and modular layout that will allow future repurposing. Green facades, and everybody are now going into the alternative energies like solar. They do solar cladding now and thermostat for breathable skyline. And I would like to mention, and when you are rising your buildings, why I mentioned about the social engineering is, you build, you are made, and you are so efficient and proficient in raising the buildings. And when we never thought a building can be raised these many floors or these many meters, you can make it possible because of your skill and excellence and talent. Or as a social engineer, and any height without humility is architecture without a purpose. So all the buildings which you are bringing in, all the structures, all the design which you are bringing in, and the intelligence you put into that is just not a vanity, it's you're creating a change in the quality of the lives of the people. That's what I see as a social engineer. And I would like to mention here the contribution over a period of time, this sort of a technology, whether if you are seeing in 40s, the technology is there in the 60s to 80s, and then a computer and the new technologies has come. We've been using this to bring in the new technologies in the future. Now, the generation is shifting. When the generation is shifting, and the next generation, what they think, what they predict about their home, their style of offices, or their buildings to come, or the roads to be built, is in a new phase. The man with lots of expertise, a senior engineer with lots of expertise, like I can say, structural engineer, Mr. Motigar, who's been there from 70s, he has to think now of the future for 2050, how the building should look. What the future generation would like to see their buildings, would like to see their homes, would like to see their roads, would like to see their offices. So this, they have to dream about, they have to vision about, they have to create their skill, they have talent, and put it. You know what technology right now provides, AI provides everything now at your fingertips. And try to inculcate all this knowledge, all the expertise into this, using this form of technology. You see that the new age technologies are built with your solid, perfect, excellent and experience you have. And I would like to mention my favorite subject also to my industry also. How do we take it from the tier 1 to tier 2, tier 3 cities? I'm just talking to my friends here. And how your technology has to reach from tier 1 to tier 2 or tier 3 cities. And how your civil engineering expert minds have to reach to tier 2, tier 3 cities in terms of building structures, in terms of building schools, in terms of, we see, I hail from a remote constituency where we see old schools. Now we have to move to the vertical schools. And we see the hospitals. Now we have to see the next gen hospital where we can have that new technological mechanisms over there to put it in place. Now we have to see that, the health centers, how we can improve in terms of infrastructure, with modular infrastructure. And we see the hospitals or the public building, offices building, what we see. So this is all now over there, because that time was, the labor was cheap. And we used to get the material in our doorstep. Now everything is scarce. How do we do that? You have already designed it and you have made it possible to pre-engineer designs and prefabricated structures. These are all things what is being required, what you have been doing. What will be the next stage of our technology, the new age technology for the construction. And I would like to see the deliberation, the rest of the brains over here, the rest of the excellence over here. Hyderabad should be and must be the prototype. I require all our engineers, all our skilled and talented engineers, and you can treat this Telangana as a lab and create the prototypes which will showcase to the world that we are the leaders for tomorrow. And I would like to mention here, and we should also be conscious of the environment, and we have to build with purpose. So I am talking about this eco-conscious housing, building with purpose. And we are also trying to lead our way in terms of governance to bring in sustainable policy making and smart housing concept, where we are trying to literally see that in the next 3.5 years, we are trying to build about 5 lakh houses for all our people who shall not say that we don't have a home now. Under, poor housing scheme that we are trying to build about 5 lakh houses in the next 5 years. This shall also boost our economy. And in the process, when I make a plea or request to all the engineers over here, we are trying to build a house, a reasonably decent house worth of 5 lakhs. To our brethren who wants a house, a sustainable house. With the new technology, with the resources what we have, please design a house which shall look as very decent and also has to reflect upon the dignity of the individuals who lives over there within the 5 lakhs. Sometimes if I see, the builders like Ram Reddy or my friend Rashik Reddy sitting over here, they will design the house with a 2-bedroom from 10 lakhs to 1 crore or 2 crores or 3 crores. But we are building for our brothers and sisters who doesn't even have a shelter back at the place to stay. So in the process, our housing minister come up with responsibility to build a house, chief minister, and our government is committed to build out houses, 5 lakh houses for the next 3 years, and we have started it. And please give us a beautiful design on our housing. This is because the eminent and the best brains are here. So in the given cost structure, if something can be built decently where I live, where you live, they have to look upon us. Those people are living in the same place. Maybe in terms of a facade, in terms of creating basic facilities inside, or create using all your best of your tools and talent. If this 5 lakh house can reflect a 50 lakh house or 2 crore house that can create a great dignity space for our brethren in our state. I would like to appeal to you if you have any suggestions regarding this. In this 2 days conference, we would like to really see that our minister will be so happy to receive all these things. And we are also trying to bring in rainwater harvesting, solar rooftops, and low carbon materials. And always, our team members mentions about the green building certifications. We are also trying to bring in digital transparency, as I already mentioned about the Build Now portal. And we are here to build, not just to create some sort of facility. We are here to create a healthy, green, inclusive communities in times to come. And I would like to urge all the engineers, the remote engineers over here, many youngsters, because the convicted, with conviction, all the engineers, all seniors over here, who have taken this profession very seriously. But the next generation engineers are very, very fast because the time is so less. And they want to make everything in a nutshell and time frame in 1 year or 2 years. But, it's all about the conviction. It's not about the construction. What I say is about conviction. Please don't just pour concrete. You pour your imaginations. We will try to see that all your new design propose resilient structures to build startups around retrofitting and low carbon materials. And you're not just building the buildings or structures, you are building the builders of trust for tomorrow. And I would like to mention, because all the civil engineers who have come from different parts of India are here, the eminent people are over here, why don't you think of starting a center of excellence in this city of Hyderabad, where we try to create some space for you, create some facility for you, and best of the innovation can be made here, and best of the startups can be moved from, as we do in our software and IT. Why we should restrict to that field? No center of excellence you can have it over here. and Ramesh can provide some space over here. So we would be encouraging that sort of activity on behalf of the government too. And lately, I would like to see and try to all these universities to, have an interaction, how the center of excellence should be, and move from here. This is my kind urge. And over a period of time, we have created cities, we have built cities, and all these cities, what you people have built, these are all they don't see as structures. These stands our ideas. They just don't stand not as skylines. It reflects our strong legacy and strong history of our cities. So we have created that. And by India's 100 years of independence, our aim, our job, and our responsibility, our Chief Minister already mentioned about it. By 2047, we would like to see that our economy goes by 3 trillion economy. And how we can create this 3 trillion economy depends mostly with you by creating smart cities, resilient housing, and sustainable infrastructure. And I would like to mention here again and urge all the relevant engineers over here, let this not be a conference of paperwork. Let this be a blueprint for the tomorrow's national vision. Let us rise, floor by floor, beam by beam, and ultimately your ideas by idea. And reacting to a couple of things what Ram Reddy was mentioning, and the enactment of civil engineering statute, we will take into account what we have been mentioning about it, and positively among the real estates. The real estate was at boom for the past 7-8 years. I think real estate now is going to get stabilized. Stabilization takes some time, as everybody knows over here, and we are here to raise the real estate in big way. How do we do it? We would like to have a dialogue with all the stakeholders of the real estate, stakeholders, the leaders, and our Chief Minister is also keen to bring in a strong, uniform system. Either we are trying to put a new enactment like Hydra, or trying to build or renovate or regenerate the Musi River. There are all things where we would like to create trust in our investors over here. Any property, if somebody from US or Europe or any part of the globe or any part of India buys, any investor buys a small piece of land, it should be very clear title holding, and we should not be in the bed of the river or a lake. We shall create further problems in the future. So we are trying to build a resilient future for tomorrow and to create a strong trust. And this is all policy reforms or changes or enactments. Maybe slightly creating some disturbances, but ultimately we would like to see that we grow stronger by creating a strong investor trust in us. That's what we are trying to showcase. And time and again, we have been, of late we have seen so many dams are also being washed away. In fact, I would like to reflect the civil engineers over here. A year and a half back, and we have seen that the barrage of Vedigata has been thrown away. It is not the civil engineer. Civil engineer were there who constructed, who designed it, who piled it, or who have designed the structure. Definitely holds notable, but point here is, these structures has to be built, has to be designed, has to be maintained by the engineer, then it will be fine. And if some policy maker designs it with an engineering background, when policy maker makes it a point, you see that, it has to be constructed in that way. When some other policy maker comes to the picture and says that it has to be this way. So, the result what we have shown in the making of the project will reflect ultimately on the civil engineer. That's what will happen. And tomorrow, the world should look at the pure, true professional engineer who should have the guts to say. I am saying the people who have occupied in the public offices as an engineer, they have guts to say, no, this is not right in design and it can't sustain in times to come. That should be the gut of a chief engineer or any engineer who occupy in different hierarchies. To say that the engineer should do the engineering work, the policy maker has to do the policy. And if that doesn't come, take it random, we see lots of these things happen in times to come. So, I would like to really thank Mr. Murthy Garu and also the South Indian chapter president and everybody over here who called me to address you and also to share your expertise and try to understand what is 2 days conference or national conference which will think of innovation in excellence for tomorrow's world. I wish you all the best and I wish you good luck. Thank you.